Hey, this is Captain Charisma, Christian Cage here from TNA, and I want all my peeps, all the Christian Coalition, to know they're listening to The Blaze, 1260 AM.
You're listening to Interactive Wrestling Radio, featuring the Interactive Interview, courtesy of WrestlingEpicenter.com.
Welcome to the Wrestling Epicenter here on the Blaze 1260 AM, as we're now being joined by a TNA wrestling superstar, the one and only Christian Cage. Christian, how you doing?
Not bad. How you guys doing?
Doing really good. It's good to have you on the program. I know it's a hectic holiday season, so thank you for taking the time out to join us.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thanks, Christian.
All right, man. So first, let me ask you this: you jumped from WWE to TNA. Everybody seems to be going crazy over on the internet about how great it is that you made that decision. But at this point, are you happy you did?
Of course. I think I'm very comfortable and happy with my decision. I've talked about it before. It wasn't an easy decision to make. I was with WWE for 8 years, and I had, 8 great years there. I accomplished a lot and got to do a lot of things that, I dreamed about doing since I was a kid. And, I just felt at this time in my career that, with obviously my contract coming up when it did, and having everything kind of happening at once, as far as having a little bit of frustration as far as on the creative end of things, and some other things in my life that are going on. I just personally and professionally, I thought it was time to move on, and there was, I think, a great opportunity with TNA that something's happening there that's really good, and it's kind of upstart and headed in the right direction, and it's exciting to be a part of building something.
Okay, Christian, now Vince Russo on the show last week said that TNA is no different than WWE in terms of their backstage atmosphere. Would you agree, or is there a far different feeling backstage at the TNA locker room?
I will say WWE, all the guys, the locker room, as far as the guys were to each other, were very, fairly close knit and had good relationships, and it was a fun locker room, and in TNA it's the same way, everyone seems to be very happy and upbeat and excited that something really good is going on, and the company's on its way up, and everybody's there. It seems excited to be working for one common goal, and that's to make the show as good as it could possibly be. And it's a really good atmosphere there, and I can't say enough about it.
A lot of the TNA programming is the X Division. You yourself have been involved in some crazy matches in and of themselves. TLC comes to mind. Which style do you like more? Do you like the more ground style, or do you like the aerial style?
Well, I've never really been the most, the best high flyer, what I mean, and, like a Rey Mysterio or an AJ Styles or something like that.
Absolutely.
I can do some of it, and I kind of a mixture of both. I think with me, personally, I've always, tried to, incorporate a few different things into my style, and I feel like I can adapt to work with anybody at any style, which I think is just kind of, it is a good thing. Whether I'm wrestling somebody that's bigger than me, same size or smaller, it's, I feel like I can adapt to any style. So, I don't think I'm maybe not the best at each one of them, but put them all together, and it's a pretty good package.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you this. I know I used to live in the New York area, and I know that Madison Square Garden is the toughest group of fans to get over with. And I think back to earlier this year, you were on Raw, in the ring with Vince McMahon, and the crowd was white hot in your favor. Did you think that maybe that positive reaction from the WWE fans in New York City would result in perhaps a better and bigger push from the WWE?
Well, it's weird, I always have been of the opinion to, let the fans decide. And, to me, you can't fool the fans. They know what they want. And if you're not giving it to them, they'll let you know. And, I felt that at that time in the ring, a lot of the things that I said, I meant. And I meant 100% of everything. It just kind of happened, and I got this rush come over me in the middle of it, and I spoke from, directly from the heart how I felt, and that's, and like I said, I meant every single word that I said in the ring that night, and the crowd reacted, and and after, afterwards, watching it back and stuff, I was like, man, something kind of happened out there tonight, and I felt that maybe the fans saw me in a different light at that point, and were ready to accept me at a different level, and I feel that I was ready, and I have been ready for a long time to step up,
to that level. And whatever happened after, I thought I was on a good roll after that, talking about Cena and doing the things with Cena, and the crowd was really doing it. It was something that they really wanted to see.
Right.
And it didn't really end up that way. And like I said, I don't understand why. I don't know why. And I wish I could put a finger on it, but I can't. So, it's those things happen sometimes. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to look forward, move on, and make the best of the next situation. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, not to continue to ask the same stuff that you usually get asked from fans, but what happened to the John Cena feud? Everyone on the show was really excited to see that happen, and then, Cena got switched to Raw, and then your match is basically cut to one three-way match.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I never got an answer, a direct answer as to why, or, like I said, I can't put a finger on exactly why it happened. I thought it was something the crowd really wanted to see. The night that he showed up on Raw was an unbelievable reaction for both guys, for myself and for him. Obviously, he had a huge reaction, being a big surprise coming over. And I mean, he was, like I said, like I said, it was just, I think people wanted to see the verbal confrontations between us and that sort of thing too, which I thought was going to be kind of exciting. And I don't know, man, like I said, I feel bad for the fans. I felt it was something the fans really wanted to see, and it was something that I wanted to give them. And I said, even if it was just a match on Raw or something, I wish that we could give them that match, because I think that they wanted to see Christian versus John Cena, but it never came to be. So
There's always a chance.
You never know.
Absolutely. Well, as guys who've been doing this show for quite some time, I went off on a big tangent after your feud with Ric Flair when you were leaving Raw, and I really felt that you losing to Flair really kind of snuffed out your fire a little bit. Do you think that maybe that kind of killed your momentum a little bit?
I don't know. I think that, honestly, I think that if you are talented enough, and if you are, you know how to, in a sense, speak the fans' language, that the finish of a match really, doesn't matter all that much. And I think, honestly, being in the ring with someone like Ric Flair probably helped me. And to be able to do the verbal banter we did back and forth backstage, and to be in the ring and share the same ring with them, probably, like I said, helped me. So.
Interesting.
I've always felt for myself that I could always go out and perform, and that never let the fans down, regardless whether it was winning or losing or whatever. That, to me, that was never that issue. It was about that the fans were getting what they came to see.
In 2001, we kind of lost the option of choice. And when you decided to leave WWE and go to TNA, you kind of revived the option of choice again. What was the WWE's reaction when you told them, I'm out?
I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. I don't think that they had, maybe they didn't even think of the fact that there was a possibility of anybody leaving to go to TNA or what have you. Like I said, I was kind of on the fence about what I wanted to do with the whole situation. Basically till the day before my contract was up, and I ran out of time, so I had to make a decision. And, they had offered me a new contract, and it was a good contract. I know there's a lot of rumors that I was being lowballed, and that wasn't the case at all. And, I've always had a good relationship with John Laurinaitis, so, I mean, he was, upfront with me, and it was just, like I said, at the timing of it just felt to me like it was something that I had to do. And I think that, like I said, I think when I told them initially, they were shocked that I told them I was leaving, and that there's other things that I wanted to pursue and to do, and I think that little bit of shock set in, and after a few weeks after that, when I debuted on TNA, I'm sure that they were surprised about it. So,
and what a promo that was when you first got there too.
Yeah. Whoa. Now, prior to entering TNA, were you familiar with the product at all?
Yeah, I had been watching it. It was hard to watch it before it was on Spike TV, because I think it was being shown on
Yeah.
It was on like Friday afternoons, and at the time when I was on Raw, I was leaving for house shows on Friday, so 9 times out of 10 I never saw it. And when they moved to Spike TV, I started to watch the product and more. I would catch it here and there before, but I really started to watch it, and I was like, man, they're really they're going in the right direction here. These young guys here, are really starting to step up, and to me, the future of the company and the future of the business. So it was like, I was just really intrigued by what I was seeing, and I was like, man, this is a great alternative, and it's something really different and really cool. So I was like, excited by it.
Yeah, you're one of the first to jump ship from WWE to TNA. One that kind of teases the jump is your good friend Y2J, Chris Jericho. Could we see a Chris Jericho or Benoit come over to TNA anytime soon?
I mean, this business is so crazy. You can never say never at anything. But I haven't talked to Chris Benoit for since I left, so I'm not sure. But Jericho, I mean, as far as I know, as far as we've talked, he wants to do his own thing right now, and he doesn't have any plans to get back in the ring anytime soon. And he has other things that he's doing, and he's happy and he's healthy and everything's good to him. So he's just enjoying life right now. So
yeah, the Fozzy album's awesome.
Yeah, you mentioned Fozzy. I got to admit, I'm kind of a Fozzy fan over here.
That's cool.
Yeah, all right, man. Well, let me ask you this question, and we're going to have just about 5 more questions left for you, and then we'll let you go. Question we have here is, there is one confirmed star that is coming, and this guy came from WCW, and that is Sting. Do you think Sting will make an impact in TNA?
Most definitely. I mean, you got a guy who's an established, legitimate superstar, and I mean, when you have a person like that come into your company, it helps to establish the younger guys that are going to be the foundation of the company for the future. And I mean, that sort of having someone like that there, I believe helps, to establish the rest of the guys and make it credible. So, of course.
Absolutely. Well, you've been in the ring with some of the greatest legends of all time. We mentioned Ric Flair earlier. I believe you had some tag matches with Hogan. Just quickly, is there anybody left that you haven't stepped in the ring with that you really just are dying to step in there with?
God, I mean, it's funny because, it's weird because there's a lot of guys that I idolized and I watched and had a chance to wrestle them, I just never forget the first time I was standing across the ring from The Undertaker staring at him about to have my first match with him, and I was just like, is this a dream or what, Same thing when you get in there with a guy like, I've had a chance to wrestle Hulk Hogan and, been in there with Steve Austin, The Rock. I mean, all these guys that are, are huge and legends, so it's, I'm trying to think. Actually teaming with Sting, or whatever it is, doing something with Sting down the line, I think is going to be really cool. And obviously won't be against each other, so
yeah.
But
not the immediate future, anyway.
Yeah. No. But I mean, somehow being aligned with him, I think would be pretty cool. And
For more with Christian Cage, be sure to tune in to the Wrestling Epicenter when we return to the Blaze 1260 AM in the year 2006. Keep checking back to WrestlingEpicenter.com to find out when that will be. We have much more with Christian recorded, including his impression of the Ultimate Warrior as seen on the Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior DVD, available in stores now. Now stay tuned for more from the Wrestling Epicenter here on WrestlingEpicenter.com.